Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more. Essay structure explanation. More about claims. Connections within claims. A claim provides an internal connection between at least two ideas. For example, the claim that Australia should become a republic provides an internal connection between, roughly speaking, Australia and republic. Similarly, Australia should not become a republic also makes this connection, although the meaning of that claim is completely different. The technical, grammatical names for the two components within a claim are the subject and the predicate of the statement. Roughly speaking, the subject is the main focus of the claim, and the predicate is some property or consequence of, or notable point about that subject, and the way the claim is made is to identify through the verb the link between the subject and the predicate. Hence, reasoning is a skill, uses the verb, is to assert that reasoning is a member of the larger set of things we know about called skills. As another example, reading this book on critical thinking is no use if you are not practicing critical thinking exercises is also a claim with a more complicated link between the subject, reading this book on critical thinking, and a predicate, not practicing critical thinking. Exercise 2.3. Identify the subject and the predicate in the following statements. A. Drinking milk makes some people feel sick. B. I do not drink milk. C. Milk drinking is not recommended for people who are lactose intolerant. This property of a claim, an internal connection between two or more ideas, is fundamental. The internal connection underpins the external links between claims that are necessary in reasoning. While reasoning does not consist simply of one claim, it does occur when you take a number of claims and, by varying the pattern of interconnections, produce a link from the first interconnection to the next. Here is a simple example. We will be doing much more on this concept in later chapters. Reasoning is a skill. Skills can be improved by practice. The book Smart Thinking gives you a chance to practice reasoning. Reading Smart Thinking and doing the exercises will improve your reasoning. See how the same ideas get used, but in a different order. These claims, because they share the same ideas even though in some the idea is the subject and in others it is the predicate, are well on the way to being used for reasoning. So, to reason, we always need more than one claim, all linked together in some way. It is this internal connection within a single claim that allows these external links to be made. Claims that include claims. One example of the importance of grasping this process of internal connection is provided by a special kind of claim in which an entire claim serves as one element of another claim. We find two main uses of this kind of claim formation. First, there are claims such as George W. Bush said that Saddam Hussein was an evil dictator. In this claim, what is being asserted is that George W. Bush has said those words, and not that Hussein was such a person. The claim, Saddam Hussein was an evil dictator, here serves as the predicate to the subject, George W. Bush, connected with the word said. Thus, if we were to assess the truth of the claim, it would do no good to see whether or not Hussein was a dictator or evil, even though we probably could find much evidence to support that point because the claim is about what Bush said. These claims, which are essentially concerned with what others have already claimed, are vital. We often wish to reason about another's point of view and thus must understand how to make claims about that person and their words. A second and even more important use for claims within claims can be found in claims that use propositional logic, that is, claims taking the if-then form so common in contemporary philosophy and computer programming. Such a claim is, for example, if I am unwell, then I should go to the doctor. Now it might look as though there are two claims here, and, indeed, there are. However, by placing two claims in an if-then relationship, each claim becomes a subsidiary part of a single, much more powerful claim. What is actually being asserted in the if-then claim is not the substance of one or the other claim but rather, the relationship between them. Hence, if I am unwell, then I should go to the doctor, asserts that it is reasonable to do something, go to the doctor, when a particular state of affairs, feeling unwell, occurs. We will see the importance of these special if-then claims in Chapter 3. Exercise 2.4. Identify the claims within a claim here, remembering that an entire claim can serve as either predicate or subject. A. I have been told by my doctor that drinking milk makes some people feel sick. B. If I drink milk, then I feel sick. C. If a person comes to a doctor and says, if I drink milk, then I feel sick, then the doctor will diagnose that person as lactose intolerant. Scope and certainty. A statement that makes a claim about the world allows us to judge the truth or falsity of that statement. In making this judgment, we need to consider the scope of the claim. For example, each of these claims has a different scope. All Australians think global terrorism threatens this country. Some Australians think global terrorism threatens this country. A few Australians think global terrorism threatens this country. The claims are very similar, except in their reporting of the number of Australians who believe global terrorism threatens their country. The scope, in each case, is determined by the different value of all, some, and few. Scope is not just about numbers. It can also be seen in claims about, for example, a geographic area. Most of Western Australia is uninhabited, or time for much of its history, Australia was not populated by white people. Certainty is another characteristic of all claims. Whether explicitly stated or not, claims include a judgment about the likelihood or probability that what they are claiming is true, or will become true. There is a high probability that Australia will suffer a major terrorist attack in the next decade. There is some chance that Australia will suffer a major terrorist attack in the next decade. There is virtually no chance that Australia will suffer a major terrorist attack in the next decade. In each case, the claims are saying something about Australia and terrorism. They differ only in their explicit statement of the probability that the substance of the claim will come true. Understanding how to include proper indications of scope and certainty in the claims you write, or to recognize them in other people's work, is crucial to being an effective reasoner. Remember, scope and certainty are tied in with the idea that claims are asserting the truth of something. If you limit or qualify your claims by appropriately indicating scope and certainty, then you are thinking more clearly and therefore can write better claims. Exercise 2.5. Identify the two components that are internally linked within each of the following claims. Then rank claims AC in order of scope from widest to narrowest, and claims DF in order of certainty from most certain to least certain. In each case, identify the word or words that lead you to your judgment. Then write a list of some of the other words that can be used to indicate the scope and certainty of a claim. A. Sometimes, when I drink milk, I feel sick. B. Whenever I eat cheese before sleeping, I have dreams. C. Occasionally, after eating rich food, I get indigestion. D. It is probable that humans will live in space. E. There is no way that humans can live in outer space. F. I'd say the odds are 50 to 50 that humans will live in space. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more.